Welcome, everybody. It's Litecoin Lawton back on this glorious day. I am sorry I have been away for a whole week now, but it is April 25th on a beautiful Monday. And I just wanted to get into things. I missed you guys. I missed everybody. I hope everybody's doing good out there. I was just at a bachelor party. My buddy Ben's getting married, so cheers to him and all the crew out there. I know some of them are watching me. So I haven't read these articles, so I was just gonna read these memes with you guys, just so to have it give a reaction. This one is kind of what I feel like, you guys. From the 2017, it was such a gnarly ride. We all died, and then we're kind of scaring the new people right now a little bit. But we're like, a lot of us are coming down from the roller coaster up here. If you didn't cash out or you thought that you weren't taking profits, and so now they're down here and scaring the new people, going, "Oh, you don't get in, look, you'll lose all your money." It's funny. Definitely, this is definitely what I do on my phone a lot during the day. I try to limit myself, but let's be honest, we like to watch our portfolios, especially in this day and age. And plus, things are so exciting. It's like a roller coaster ride sometimes. So just like the before, jumping off and then jumping back on. Yeah, sometimes that's what you got to do. You have to do that, because if you don't jump off and then jump back on, then so you got to enjoy the ride. Cue the fire. This is also not financial advice, so anything I say here, you guys be responsible out there. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm so happy to be back. I am sorry. I just want to say that again. I'm really sorry to be away. But so I've been requested, what is, why do I choose some of the coins that I do? Why do I choose some of the investments that I do? I can't really answer that with like one answer. It's a lot of different reasons. I like to be diversified in my portfolio. I have land, I have silver, I have gold, I have Bitcoin, I have NFTs, I have art, I have, I try to diversify. And I would say that, don't put your eggs in one basket, you guys. It's not how life works. I have a 401k. I have, I have some traditional stocks that I can't get out of, and I just have to have traditional stocks. And I think that's a good thing. So you have a little bit of bonds, have a little bit of, have a little bit of everything right now. And it's oftentimes you want to move where everybody's going to move, right? Before they're there, right? So that's the trick of investing, is try to get, try to be the one guy, and you look weird being over on the other side before everybody else. They're all like, "Why are you over there? That's not where you want to be." And then it moves over to you, and you're like, "Oh," and then you're like, "Oh, you know what? I'm out because everybody's on board. I'm going to go over here and be alone on my little island." And they're like, "What the hell? What are you doing over there?" So that's kind of, you got to move your money nowadays. It's just kind of the way that the world is. But with cryptocurrencies especially, I prefer proof of work coins. Okay. And a lot of people will disagree with me, and they'll say proof of stake is going to save the world and la la la. I'm old school. I really like proof of work. With today's age, with staking anyway, I can stake my Bitcoin, I can stake my Litecoin, I can stake my Ethereum. Even though Ethereum's going proof of stake, so that's going to be interesting. This hasn't actually happened yet, so this is the first time in the history of cryptos that this is actually going to happen. It hasn't happened yet, so we'll hold our breath. I wouldn't actually hold your breath for that situation. But I read through this article, and the main thing I wanted to touch base on is that basically the big difference between proof of work and proof of stake is proof of stake is actually better for the environment, but because it costs less to to mine it. It doesn't have miners. So, but I just want to read this last article. Attackers change. I was talking about vulnerabilities of the PO of proof of stake. And it's called a bribe attack. And the attacker performs a spending transaction he wants to reverse later. Immediately after the transaction, the attacker starts to build an alternate chain based on the block prior to the one containing the transaction. The attacker builds on the alternative chain in secret. After the transaction gains the necessary number of confirmations, and the attacker's chain is no longer than the valid chain, the attacker publishes it whole. The attacker's chain is accepted into the new valid blockchain, and the transaction is reversed. Proof of stake bribe attack cost 50 times lower. Okay, so to perform a bribe attack on a proof of stake coin, it's 50x lower than proof of work. Okay, that's what this article is saying. So it's 50 times harder to attack a proof of work coin than it is to attack a proof of stake coin. So if I was an attacker, which one do you think I would go for? Which one do you think I would attack? Okay, so and then proof of work vulnerabilities, it's called a selfish mining attack, is when a miner has to take over 51% basically of the blockchain. So the cost of attack, so you have to it has to acquire 51% plus of the computational power in the network. But in proof of stake, the attacker would need to acquire 50% of the currency within that system. So it's basically saying that it does have vulnerabilities if you can take over 51% of the computational power required to mine it. So honestly, like, yeah, it might save the environment. The other thing that happens with proof of stake is that the company that creates this proof of stake coin usually holds the lion's share. It has this like big old chunk of it. And then like the validators are these little tiny little nuggets like all over the place, and so they just get rich, so they can shut down. I've seen proof of stake coins just like turn off. They're like, oh, something's wrong with my chain, I'm going to turn it off. So if you can turn off your chain, then I don't want anything to do with that as an investment, because it's not secure, it's not decentralized, it's not unstoppable. That's just like a bank in disguise. And it's even worse because it's like some crazy company that owns the lion's share that can turn off, flick off, switch on and off. And how do you know that the validators are not just part of them, right? And just they're my validators, but that's just us, right? Again, so I honestly just stay away from proof of stake coins. Do I think Cardano is going to take out? Why would you want to take out Ethereum anyway? Like, why would you go after Ethereum? I don't understand how like some of these like Polkadot and all these guys are going after Ethereum. Yeah, it's expensive right now, but why don't you just help them build this bridge? If this thing can be done, then why not try to why not try to help Ethereum? It's number two. It's an enormous 361 trillion dollars right now, or $1 billion, sorry. $361 billion. Help this one out, okay? And we don't need, this might be a problem right here. This 80. No one's talking about Tether lately, but you think Tether really has $83 billion somewhere of money or land or something? Like, that's a ridiculous. There's just and Tether's owned by like 4 people. So divide four by 83 billion, and that's how much those people are worth. And probably some dude in the back with like I just like this feeling like he's an IOU like factory. IOU, yes, I have it. I got you. You want money? You want money? Like, it's a shady business is Tether. That right there might take out the cryptocurrency system for like a while. It's not going to kill it, but that's going to be a thing. If that's actually real, then kudos to them. I don't think it's real. Like, I mean, I think they own like maybe 50 or 60% of that, and every rest is like their leverage power on it. So, of the top 10 coins, it's really complicated why I choose the ones I like. I'll tell you, I'll go through these real quick and just tell you guys the ones I like and the ones I own. Okay. Bitcoin, Ethereum, I don't own Tether. I did have Binance at the beginning. I kicked myself for selling my Binance. I had a problem with Binance, and I had issues with Binance coin, but I would have been a millionaire if I would have held my Binance coin. USDC, I like this one a lot. I go in and out sometimes with USDC. It helps, with the stability coin. Solana, I do not own. XRP, I do not own, and I do not necessarily care for. Terra Luna, Cardano, it's I love Charles Hopkinson. I mean, it is funny as crap when he cries about Dogecoin, dude. I laugh when he starts getting mad. When Dogecoin passes Cardano right here, you guys, oh man, we're gonna see Hopkinson blow a gasket. It'll be entertaining. I would tune into that show when I can. I mean, he gets mad, dude. He does a lot of work on this thing, and this is one of those proof of stake coins that Cardano owns, and they could probably turn it off and on. I'm not gonna say that they can't, and a lot of people love Cardano. I do own like a tiny bit of Cardano that I can't really get rid of because it won't even let me. You have to stake all the proof of stake coins. You have to keep a little bit. If you ever buy any, then you just always have some. They won't even let you get rid of a certain amount. So it's kind of like a badge that you invested in something that you can't ever get rid of. But anyways, Polkadot, I do not own Polkadot. I don't know why I start going after Ethereum again. I don't really like the ones that are just attacking Ethereum. SHIB, I love SHIB. This is my favorite one right now is social media and the fun crowd and Doji. I own Doji. I own SHIBs. I don't own any Avalanche. I don't really know about Avalanche. If I was going to buy this one, I'd wait for a pullback on this thing. I really don't. I don't know that much about this one. I should look at this one. It looks like it's on the Binance Smart Chain, so I guess a Binance coin. So, I don't really like. The other thing with Binance is that if you buy Binance, you're just supporting Mother China or so. Because of Cheesy, this guy named Cheesy is just a gazillionaire and owns half of China and tortures his people and stuff, and probably adds to the the horribleness of China. Wrap Bitcoin, I do not own any Wrap Bitcoin. Polygon, I do not own. None of these. Litecoin, I love Litecoin. Okay, Litecoin is super sad being at 21 right now. I don't think this is going to last much longer right here, you guys. Litecoin's been a victim to the whole proof of work, proof of stake situation. This article right here is from Coinbase about proof of work, proof of stake. And they're really kind of negative they're always calling proof of work old and out of date and not. And so Coinbase really pushes a narrative that proof of stake is the future, which is I disagree with this. I think that we have layer 2 solutions, Lightning network. We have lots of different ways to improve on proof of stake. And then, it's already 70-80% of the mining is already renewable anyway. So it's actually pushing for cleaner mechanisms to do this. And again, what is money? What is money? And I love, if you guys haven't read this, this is Satoshi's white paper. Okay, Satoshi Nakamoto, and he wrote this beautiful white paper. I'm not going to get into all of it. If you guys want to read this, I would really suggest reading it. But I just want to talk about section 6 right here, incentive. By convention, the first transaction in a block is a special transaction, and it starts a new coin owned by the creator of the block. So this is your proof. When Satoshi, when the first block of a chain is very special. It requires a special. There's a special transaction. It has an incentive to get your miners on board to be like, hey, you know what? There's an incentive over here. I'm going to go do this, and it adds to the nodes that support the network. This adds to the incentive for nodes to support the network. And Satoshi all he has to do to prove Satoshi is he has to write a message on the first block. So if he can do that, then he proves that he is Satoshi, and he would know how to do that if he truly was Satoshi. So this adds to incentive for nodes to support the network and provides a way to initially distribute the coins in circulation, since there is no central authority to issue them. A steady addition of a constant amount of new coins is analogous to gold miners expending resources and adding gold to circulation. In our case, is CPU time in electricity that is expended. Okay, so there has to be work for money to be sound. This is the problem we're running into right now with paper currency is, cheers, the paper currency. There has to be work involved for money to be sound. And it relates to gold, because gold is a 6,000-year-old currency and is the foundation stone. Everything else is, Bitcoin's been around for 10 years. Okay, 10 years. It has a lot to prove to gold. Okay, for as far as longevity, even like 200 years from now, is Bitcoin going to exist? I don't know, because the last block will be mined. I'm not exactly sure. I'll save that for another episode, because I have no idea what happens when the last block gets mined. But that's like 110 years away right now. So I'm not super worried about it, but my kids, maybe should be worried about it. Or my kids might be worried about it. So it's an interesting notion. Are we going to move past Bitcoin eventually? Yes. I think there'll always be some kind of Bitcoin. I have to do some research on what happens in 110 years. There's somebody who's done that research. So I think there's going to be layer 2 solutions. Personally, it's a long time for technology to grow, or at least it'll be like looked at as a collectible, like something, like an NFT, like you own a coin. Oh wow, an ancient artifact of the past. Or it might be, we could be on a different standard by then. We could be on a totally different standard. We could be on the Bitcoin standard, right? So I have no idea what the future is going to hold, but to compare it to gold makes sense to me, and that's why I love gold and I love Bitcoin, because they hold that sound money principle where there's only so much, and so it is valuable, and you can't just make it out of thin air. You can't make it under a microscope or a petri dish. It has to be. It has, and in case of Bitcoin, it's based on protocols. And I'm not going to get into all of this, but then the last one is number 10. I wanted to talk about privacy. And this is really interesting because Satoshi's, I'm just going to read it. Traditional banking model achieves a level of privacy by limiting access to information to the parties involved and the trusted third party. The necessity to announce all transactions publicly precludes this method, but privacy can still be maintained by breaking the flow of information into another place. By keeping public keys anonymous, the public can see that someone is sending the amount to someone else, but without information linking the transaction to anyone. This is similar to the level of information released by stock exchanges, where the time and size of individual tapes and tape made public without telling who the third parties were. So this paragraph, I'm sorry if I'm going out too long tonight. I haven't even gone on to the charts. I might not get to the charts tonight. But I just want to talk to you about privacy. I will get to the charts. I'm just messing. I'm just sorry that this video is going to go probably a little long, but I'm super interested in this thing. And this is what's being threatened right now with Bitcoin. because he originally didn't understand all the KYC and all on ramps and all this thing, and how the government would freak out and try to figure out where every transaction belonged to, because it is a public ledger, right? So now we have to, all this red tape and is made public, right? Well, now we're all this KYC, and not that I'm saying that people are trying to get away with, moving money around illegally or whatnot. But that's why Litecoin, I don't want, if they can track everything that you buy, then they can direct advertisements to you directly, and the algorithm starts to you get advertisements and you get spam calls directly geared for you. And that's why, I don't need every transaction in the world to be known to someone else and be sold to the highest bidder of advertisements, and so that's what would happen. And that's what is happening already. So I think privacy is a huge issue for free people and free money and free societies and free economies. This is what the governments don't want, and it's so critical to freeing us, is to create privacy with decentralization is the only way to move forward, and it is the only civilized way for a free society to move forward. And Litecoin is picking up where Bitcoin has left off, because no one's going to change Bitcoin. But Litecoin, well, people will change Bitcoin. You just have to have consensus, right? So it's open source. So Bitcoin can change, but Litecoin will lead the way with privacy. So when Litecoin fully, and Mimblewimble gets upgraded, and this is what Charlie Lee created. This is what he wanted to add. It's all he wanted to add to the white paper. So he wanted to add true privacy. And so he's created it. Thank you, Charlie, if you're out there. I appreciate you. I don't know where you went, but I understand why, why you keep your head low. Just, keep on the good work. And, I wish to meet you someday. So anyways, here's the chart, you guys. I really wanted to talk about, a lot of people are talking about the Bitcoin volume indicators. And it's a really valid, this is on the weekly. I drew this is the brontosaurus pattern that I drew for you guys. That's where I think we're gonna go based on the sizes of the brontosauruses. But looking at the volume indicators here, you notice these climactic volume indicators. This is the volume coming up. This is the volume coming up, and usually it's a bearish volume because bears swipe and bulls climb. So usually bears swipe. So this volume indicator comes in, huge stick of volume, and we get our low of the bear market. Okay, and this is back in 2014, and in 2015 we have, a year later, we have a bear swipe, cuts it down. We get our bottom. Okay, and then we trudge along, bounce, and we finally get our buy indicator, and then this huge green stick volume comes in. And volume, you guys, is just the amount of capital inflowing from US dollars into this cryptocurrency based on US dollars. So this huge stick of green comes in, basically signifies the beginning of this huge bull market. Okay, it goes for almost 3 years. Okay, 800 days. Okay, and then we have our next. Then we have our 2017 20,000 top, and then we have this huge stick of volume here. It's not that big, but it's it's pretty big. This signified our bottom. Okay, and it's up here like 804. Okay, and then we have some good volume coming in for a bull market, or it's not even a bull market. It was kind of this like little blip fake out, and then another huge stick, right, of volume comes in, and this signifies the bottom. This is the COVID dip, right? Yeah, COVID dip, and it comes all the way down. Huge stick of volume comes in. Wow, we have a climactic volume, and now entering into our bull run, right? So usually we get these big old sticks, okay, you guys, to signify the bottoms and tops. And so, I mean, was this it? Was that one it, you guys? Was this it right here? Yeah, I mean, it could be, I guess, but it's not really as big as previous bottoms. Um, and which leads me to believe that this volume is actually declining right now. And it usually indicates that when volume starts declining like this, that something's about to happen. And this is real flat, you guys, really flat in here. For the last year, like we've been since July, basically of 2021, we've been flat. And this leads me to believe that we really haven't seen a bottom yet. So unless, if you guys think this was it, I mean, it doesn't really have nearly the volume signatures here. It's kind of just real average. This volume right here is not really, it's hardly anything here compared to, you look back on the history here on these bottoms. So I would watch out here for a big old stick to come in, you guys. We need a nice, I need a nice blow off candlestick here, one way or another. We need something up here. It can be like that. And it looks like it's coming up, you guys. So, I mean, I do hate to say that I'm feeling a little bit bearish at this moment, which, it's okay. You can be bearish here. I think this whole thing is going to be, we're going to see a wick down to, let me pull up my other chart here. Do I have another chart? So I honestly, I think that what's going to happen, you guys, is the, I'll go back to that chart. I'll go back to Parmesan's chart. I think what's going to happen here, you guys, is that we're going to have a candle here that's similar to, one of these candles. Oh, it's easier to look at the weekly because we need a candle that's up here, you guys. We need a big old fat chunky candle. That thing that wasn't it. That wasn't the bottom there. So unfortunately, I honestly think we're gonna have one wick down at least. It's probably gonna do it real fast. It's probably gonna come, and we are at war with Ukraine, or like we're at war, you guys. So there's a lot of macroeconomic factors. There's a huge shipping container situation building up right now. No one's talking about. They're not going anywhere. China shut down. Those things in China. I saw pictures of like the shipping freight liners and stuff. And it's not looking good for that. So I would expect here, you guys, this bear flag actually to play out here. So the measured move here from this bear flag, unfortunately, is down. That really does play out. That would be really sad, but it's like 24,000. I have to pull up my other chart somewhere, but I mean that would be a ridiculous buying opportunity, guys. And it might do something like real fast too. I could see it do something like that, and then like I mean, I would definitely don't sell this, you guys, if you don't sell this dip. So, you know, because it's going to just slingshot back up, dude, and Brontosaurus out. So if you have some capital, save up like right now. I would not be buying quite yet. I would wait for some climactic volume. We are on a sell on the weekly still, so I wouldn't, you know, I'll talk about something else. ETH, unfortunately, all these things are gonna probably, you know, go the same way here. Dogecoin right now is doing phenomenal today. Shout out to my little Doji family. Um, we, you know, but we're still in this like channel, you guys. So it's until we break out of this thing, we're still in this, you know, downward sloping channel, you know, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. We got to get over, we got to get above this trend line right here. You know, next stop, I wouldn't get excited with Doge until we get about over like 26 cents, 27 cents. And then above that, it's 34 cents. So unfortunately, I think all these things are going to break down here, actually. So it's not a crisis. It's an opportunity, right? Shiba is coming up to my breakout zone. And then my little sheeps is coming up to the breakout zone. You know, it might break up here, you guys. It's not like 100%. I would say, you know, right now, looking on, you know, some major indices and you know, the, you know, macroeconomic situations here. I would say, you know, there's a good chance that this thing, I'll show you how to do my charting on this, the mouth of the triangle here. Down here in the double O's or quadruple O ones, you know, 1-3. So I can see Shiba coming down and retesting that, like wicking down here. On some climactic volume here. And that would actually be a good thing. That'd be a good thing, and a really a good time to swoop some up, because this thing it'll just, you know, it'll take a little bit of time to recover from that, you know, but it'll you know, or it might just climactic volume down, you know, have the stick down and then immediately come back up and then break this formation and start going. It could do that too. It could do that. I'm not going to put it past that. I would expect if it does have something like that, it's going to go at least sideways for like a little bit of the intensity of this if this actually happens. You know, I've held through 2017 and this. I remember this one really, really well right here. And it's kind of left, you know, it made an impression on me at the time. You know, baby Lawton back in the day, you know, sitting at November 2nd, 2018, going, you know what, this thing is tightening up. I was watching, this is really when I started getting the charting, you know, unfortunately. I wish it was, you know, up here around this time when I entered that I got in the charting, but no, I'm a little YOLO ho ho, you know, right there. And then I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this beautiful thing, and then this beautiful thing, and then this beautiful thing. And it just went on for so long, and I was just like, I was so convicted to my investment though. So I was like, I believed in it. I kept telling people, I was like, you should buy some Bitcoin right now. It's $5,000. You should buy Bitcoin. Wow, it's $6,000. I'm gonna buy some Bitcoin. So I bought Bitcoin. I was forced to buy then. So I was buying these dips hard. And I was like, it's gotta go up. And then it would go up, and I'm like, oh no, it just gets slammed right back down to like the where it was. And then this beautiful day on November 18th, 2018, and we just dumped so hard. And I mean, at this point, I was with some friends. We were just, you know, Jay, dude, like you helped me through this whole And I was scraping. I remember my wife hated me at this point. Okay, you guys, because I got in here about miners, did some, I was like, oh man, like let's go Bitcoin. And but it was with Litecoin too. I bought some Litecoin miners. I bought all of them, but I just remember this 50% dip after that. And it was a really crazy learning lesson on this thing. And Litecoin was too. Litecoin was crazy. 420 to $22, you guys. And then it goes back up to 146. This is like a roller coaster ride, right? Back down to $24. And then now we're up at 430. I took profit up here, you guys. I'm not I learned my lesson from all this one, dude. Look at that thing. I mean, that's like it's hardcore, but that's when you need to be buying. Like when something's at 95% off sale, please, that's what we're buying, not financial advice. That is what we do, silver, you guys. I was wrong on silver. I'll admit. I'll admit I was wrong on silver. I thought this thing was gonna break out up here, but it just kind of like I kind of just feel like it was totally just kind of manipulated here, or we're just kind of bouncing around this channel as we're just going to keep going up and down. It's going to do something eventually, but I think it's just like lulling everybody to sleep right now, as far as an investment goes. I hold true to my convictions here. I believe that this industrial metal, this beautiful shiny industrial metal, has a lot to offer. It's number one conductive element. There's lots of reasons why. I love electronics, so it's something that I work with a lot. So I just really like silver. It's old money. It's part of Edgar's pyramid. When the system collapses, it's going to collapse back into silver and gold. It's been around for 6,000 years. I can't deny its money. It'd be like I deny my 6,000 years of history. I'm gonna accept something that's 200 years old or 10 years old over gold. No, I'm not. I'm gonna hold gold. I'm gonna hold silver. You know, um, I hold Doge. Platinum. Platinum's bouncing around. I was looking at this chart, you guys. It's actually holding strong. This line is holding right now. We need to probably reverse here pretty soon. Again, this is super manipulated. If this thing breaks back down after holding this support right now, if this breaks this line and comes back in here, I'd be really surprised. It also would be a humongous buying experience right now, right there. I'd be a buyer at that point in time. Tesla, I wanted to look at, you guys. Tesla, I just, it's just doing this. This is a bearish formation. Well, I mean, it could be a bullish formation if you want to say. I was trying to look at it positively that this is like a falling wedge, but we're sitting, high, lower high, lower high. We really need to break this line right here. I could see this thing at least coming down one more time, retesting, 60 or 600, $640. If it comes down there, Tesla's a buy. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about, this is super important, you guys, I almost forgot, is the DXY, the dollar. So the dollar is really getting exciting, because it's coming up to this really strong level of resistance right now. And we want it's going to be really interesting what the dollar does here. This line of resistance goes back to 2005. Okay, so it's pretty old, 2005. So it's coming up to this line, you guys. If it actually busts this line, I will be super surprised. But we're getting close. We're getting up there, and we're starting to break this this line right here that I had drawn. So, I would say that the dollar probably has, a little bit of ways to go, but what this would be, this would give us our climactic volume. If the dollar comes up and does a day and it comes up and it goes wham, this is on the daily, touches this guy and then just gets slammed back down and comes back down. That's what happened last time. And this is the beginning of the bull market. So these are the beginnings of the crypto bull markets, right? So that means that we're getting close, you guys. So, do we have one last push up to this resistance line? It looks like it's going there. I'm not gonna lie, it looks like it's going there, you guys. It's breaking this line right here. We're showing like crazy strong, crazy, strength right now. The smooth and high Ganache has got a buy. So be careful here. Oh, the other one I wanted to look at is the smooth and high Ganache on Dogecoin. So this is on the daily, right? This is on the daily, but we're using smooth and high Ganache here, and you can actually see that we still have a red candle here. Okay, so that means that we're even with this pump right now, even with this massive pump, which is amazing right here, it's 15%. We went way up there. We went way up there on 26%, but we got slammed right there on that thing. So, but smooth and high Ganache has you out right now. It hasn't flipped green yet on the daily. So I just wanted to give you guys that. It's we are looking okay. We're still in the channel. I really hope this thing breaks out here soon. I hope it doesn't break down, because breaking down right now would revisit a nickel here on Dogecoin. So be careful out there. Be prepared for an event like that. You have to be prepared for this. Yeah, I wouldn't, if this thing breaks out and then comes a retest, then you want to buy that retest right there. But if we do a wick down, it could, we could at least easily come back down to the bottom of this trend line. Okay, I could at least see a revisit of that. So that's 9 cents. So on an event where the dollar spikes here, you guys, and reaches this upper band, upper resistance level, I would expect everything else to, hopefully get that climactic bottom. Which I would expect to fall. It would be a V-shaped recovery of some sort. So don't panic sell if it happens, you guys. Try to buy it, but definitely don't panic sell. That's how you lose money. And no, it'll be short-lived, and it's also actually really exciting because it signifies a start of a new rally. So GameStop for Willie Dog. You guys are still in this channel too, so you guys are just kind of stuck in this the meme stock channel right now. So I don't know what I hope this thing chooses a direction here pretty soon. Twitter, after Musk today, you guys, God, dude, that guy he wants to own the world. He wants to just take over the world. Twitter had an excellent last couple of days, you guys. Look at this wall of volume coming in. We do have an earnings call coming up on the 28th, so I would probably not do anything until after that earnings call. But I mean, with Musk, if Musk is actually buying it, it's going to take probably a second to do that. But it's looking like a pretty smooth, and Higanashi has you in right now, so it is a buy. What is on the weekly here? On the weekly, it's just put in a buy, right? So look at this, look at the smooth Higanashi. You get this one green candle right there. That means that it's just this week it's telling you to buy Twitter. So that's interesting. You got a nice fat candle right here to signify either we can't, the volume candles can either be bearish or bullish. So this candle doesn't have to be, this candle doesn't necessarily have to be bearish. I'm just usually, usually the bears are the ones that swipe. So I would expect a swipe here coming up, and that would actually give us, I don't think it's going to go this low, you guys. I honestly, I don't think it's going to go that low. I think it might test if we go low. The lowest we're going to go is 28,000. Okay. And I always go down in YouTube history of saying the lowest will go is 28,000. Don't see us ever going below 28,000. And if it goes 28,000, not financial advice, but load up the back up the truck, okay? Because that is amazing opportunity. So like Wayne Lawton, now I am sorry this video went too long. God bless you guys. Cheers to everybody out there. If you stayed it this long, then you are a trooper. Make good decisions, live life to the fullest. Love you. Bye.